Alright folks, it's been a little while since we've done an update. I did do one on a weekend. I got a bit, I deleted it. I got a bit down because I lost a few of the fry. But in the grand scheme of things, it was nothing. Got a bit of fluke, which is one of the pitfalls of natural spawning. I'd scraped the parents, they've been treated for fluke, didn't find anything, but they're always carrying a small bird, and then I found them on the fry. Obviously they were a bit small, so they weren't taking it as well. But we seem to have nailed that, got on top of it. We've done a selection, which I did the other day, which you'll see on this video. It's not a big selection, it's just thinning the numbers out. But I'll spin you around, we'll have a look at the ones that are now just coming up, about 2.5 weeks old now, something like that. So I'll flip you around and we'll have a quick look at those. So, there you go, these are coming along an absolute treat. I don't know whether you can hear me particularly well over the sound of the filter. These have got an easy pod on, so I'm managing to get much more feed into these, and I am having absolutely zero ammonia. So they're being left well alone. As you can see, there's a real variation in colour in these, but these have really started to crank the size on over just really, they've just had a feed, you can see it in them. Just over the last week I've started using just brine shrimp eggs, a little bit of powdered feed, but mainly brine shrimp eggs, decapsulated brine shrimp eggs, and they are bombing along. So yeah, they're doing really well. The ammonia, blanket weed's the only issue I've got in there, but at the moment I'm happy to leave it and let them crack on. We're just giving this one a good clean out here. I'll just remove the plants out of that because the showfish are going to go into that one to give me better control over the feeding without disturbing everything else. The nice surprise for me has been in this pond. So we've had no filtration on in here for a good while now, and the ammonia has been at 0 all the way through. Got plenty of air, and I've just moved the plants from that one into here because they'll help absorb ammonia and everything else that goes with it. But it's just starting to clear up now, the water. And if you look, oh god, the glare again is terrible, unfortunately. So really, oh, there you go. So there's an absolute bucket load of put in here, just to get them out of the other pond in the wooden greenhouse. And there's one there just darted away from me. It looks to be like a nice ginrin, but there's plenty of fry in here. And I found no dead ones whatsoever, certainly not floating. Proper green water. And that's been really green. Had lots of excuse me, Daphnia and all kinds in it. Like I say, you can't really see anything other than the reflections. So and I have been topping it up off the tap as well because it has got a slight leak, so I'm just monitoring it against the squares on there. Remy doing a cow impersonation. So yeah, so these are doing well, and I've seen a couple of decent sized ones in there, so we're just going to leave those. We're just going to leave them and then do a bit of a haul later on. So yeah, we'll pull them out in the summer, but we'll let them crack on. These guys in here, you're not going to see too much of them because I've just done a second dose of malachite green, because alongside the flute I saw Costia, so I'm taking no chances. This is the second dose, so no ill effects from it. Treating the volume of the pond in exactly the same way as I've treated everything else. You'll see later on in the video the bowl of fish that went in here, and again, so far so good. I haven't lost any. I'll try and drop in a photograph of a fish that I took that looked to be it had a real problem, and I had a few of them that were going like that, sort of forming lumps just behind the gills. So I put one under the microscope, and that's when I saw the small flea and the Costia. So But these are doing well now. There's a couple of tiddlers managed to sneak in here with them, but there are certainly some decent sized ones now. Not as big as I would like, but I had a real struggle trying to get brine shrimp hatching at a suitable enough rate to be able to do anything with. So I've shifted just to the brine shrimp eggs, and I've got the Quay Koi stage 1 and stage 2 fry food, and they're certainly starting to motor on now. It's your picture, the temperatures have dropped. Water temperature in here is currently 20 degrees. There we go, just over 20 degrees. And as we all know, the weather has been atrocious. It's been up and down like I don't know what. But it's, you know, it is what it is. I don't know whether you can see. There's about 150 in here. They're bobbing along the sides there. There's some of the smaller ones. The bigger ones tend to stay a bit lower. Yeah, overall, I'm not unhappy with them. Certainly with the number of fry I've got. I would certainly hope that I will have enough to do a good selection from when they get to a size where we can actually tell what they're going to be. I've been trying to compare myself to Rick down at New Forest, because we spawned at about the same time, hatched at about the same time, but obviously that's a very professional setup with a guy who knows exactly what he's doing. And as I've said before, the only piece of advice I didn't take off him was to remove spawning brushes, and I really wish I had. So yeah, the best piece of advice I didn't take, and that is, if you're spawning at home, you know, I'm spawning in this, it's 2,500 litres, 2,600 litres, as you can see, it's not quite full. And if you're spawning in that, and then you're having to grow on in something that size as well, I've got 2 4,000 litre ponds and there's 2 6. You can't grow on all the fry that will hatch. You simply can't do it. It's impossible. You won't be able to feed them all, and they'll start to struggle. You'll get deformities, the growth rates will be slow. So we've really thinned out. Like I say, there's 150 in here and they're really starting to motor. The amount I've got in the 4,000 litre pond, I can feed them harder because I am not having the problems I had in here with ammonia. The ammonia in here was going off the chart, and I was putting zeolite in, I was doing water changes and everything, and I was managing it, but the fish aren't putting the food away because I'm naturally slowing down on the amount of grub I'm chucking in. But they're really starting to sort of shoulder together now, in sort of size packs. There doesn't seem to be much cannibalism going on. Certainly not that I've noticed, where there was earlier on. There absolutely was. So yeah, on the whole, I'm very happy. And then these bad boys in here are doing really well. Forgive the glass, it needs a clean. I've also got to fit a backy shower. I'm going to make a backy shower to put underneath there because the noise is deafening. But yeah, these are flying along. Absolutely flying along. And you will see that we look a little bit thinner on the ground. And that's because I have offloaded, sorry, get my finger in the way there. Yeah, I have offloaded the mirror carp. I'll do a separate video of where they've gone. It's a bit of a secret location. I've just got a fishing permission there, and it is absolutely stunning. It's about 14 lakes on a farm that a friend of mine owns, and that's where the mirror carp have gone to. He said I can use whatever I like from there for breeding in the future. So obviously, you know, we'll look at that as and when and should I require it. And that's also, he's got a whole pond set up which he's netted out. It's got a couple of rudd and roach left in it. Nothing else of any significance in there now. And he's netted out, he's completely cleared it, ready for fry. So all of the fry, pretty much all of the fry, there are some of you out there who are going to have some fry. Absolutely, there'll be more than enough. But yeah, a good majority of the fry will end up down there. So that's good. And we're getting cracking on the extension later on in the summer. So looking forward to that because it's starting to wind me up now. Half the house inside done and half the house not, and it's very frustrating, but yeah, we've managed to to get that sorted out, so that'll be cracking on with as well. So, so that's good. I've got a couple of fish in here and I've got to move out. It's got a bit murky, I think, mainly with the plants in and what have you. So I've just checked the UV and that's on, but I just need to make sure it's functioning properly. So I've got some fish in here that I need to get out and some fish I need to put in. I might actually leave it to clear down and do it later on in the week or at the weekend or something like that. But yeah, all good. So I'll catch up with you guys soon. If this seems a little bit busy, apologies. Like I say, I did some of it at the weekend, but I deleted some of the naysayer stuff because I just sparred my bum a little bit, but it's all part of the hobby, so we'll crack on. I'll catch you all soon. Have a good week. So these have not long had a feed of brine string baits. The only thing I've got is this bubbling up, but there's still plenty of water. I can run the filter properly in here. Can't really see them because the light isn't there you go. So they're just over a week old, but they're doing okay. They're doing okay. Plenty of them in there. Plenty of them in there. So you know, I've still got plenty of fry. I'm just frustrated. I'm just frustrated that I've not managed to produce anything really out of here so far. But like I say, we live and learn. So I'm going to see what's left and I'll get back to you and show you guys when I've got them out. So these are the ones that have, I say, made the cut. There's a couple of tiddlers have found their way in there, but that's fine. But there's some quite nice sized ones. If I can get a focus, it is unlikely. So yeah, about 150 maybe. I've not really counted them in, but we've got a big old water change on here. Put some Seachem Safe in, and they're all good. Most of the rest of them went into the planter pond and were thoroughly enjoyed by the fish that are in there. So we're going to let them float around. There's a bit of a 3-degree temperature difference between the pond water and the water they've been in at the moment. So we'll just let them float around. But yeah, there's a couple in there I'm quite happy with. See if we can pick them out. I tried to keep most of the lighter ones. And as I say, there's a few sort of tiddlers that refused to get out of the net when I was trying to fish them out, but I quite like that one there. I don't know whether it's going to focus in properly, hard to see with the glare, so apologies. And I'm stretching, so but yeah, there's a couple in there that I'm hoping will grow on quite nicely. Yeah, and we'll see what comes of them. So I'll catch up with you soon.